Today I will explain the chapter The Mountainous Stream that is written by Ruskin Bond, and he is also known as the Red Indian because he has born in America, but now he has become a permanent citizen, permanent member of Indian. So I'm going to explain this chapter. This lesson gives us a glimpse of Ruskin Bond's love for the nature. Glimpse means what you can decide, short look rather. This chapter gives the look actually, short look of Ruskin Bond's love for the nature. Read on to enjoy the beauty of the stream through the eyes of the author. Now just read out read on to enjoy this the beauty of stream through the eyes of author means what, how does he enjoy? You are going to enjoy in the same way. There's a brook at the bottom of the hill from where I live. I can always hear its murmur, but I am no longer conscious about the sound except when I return from trip to the plains. Now, narrator says that there is a brook, rather stream, that is present at the bottom of the hill, and there what he lived in a cottage, and the water flows that always murmur. It makes noise of murmuring, but he does not take care of that murmuring sound until unless when he comes back from the plain after walking. And yet I have grown so used to the constant music of water that I have that when I leave it behind I feel naked and alone, bereft of my mooring. But he says that what once when I left that place I was feeling very bored. I was feeling that what I am away from my familiar world rather. I am feeling alone, naked, because I was habitual to get that constant music of water's murmuring. It is like getting accustomed to the friendly rattle of teacups every morning and then walking one day to an empty stillness and a fleeting moment of panic. And he says what he compared this thing with the what morning tea. He says what every day you are when we are waking up you are getting teacup rattling of teacup every morning, and suddenly what happened, you are going somewhere and you are getting not any sound and you feel panic. Suddenly your schedule is changed and you are not getting that tea in the morning and you feel very bored, panic. Below the house is a forest of oak, maples and Himalayan rhododendrons. A path is twisted its way down through the trees over an open ridge where red sorrel grow wild, and then down steeply through the tangle of thorn bushes and creeper or wrangle bamboo. Now he says what below his cottage there is a forest of oak. Is a kind of a tree. Maples, Himalayan rhododendrons. All these are kinds of trees. And there is a one path that goes through these trees over an open ridge. Ridge means what, corner where red sorrel grows. Sorrel is a kind of a plant having arrow-shaped leaves, and then down steeply through the tangle of the thorn bushes. Tangle means are stuck to each other. Then steeply it goes towards the bushes. They are stuck to each other. Creepers and rungal bamboos. Rungal bamboos are called the bamboos which have a very short height, a dwarf bamboos rather. At the bottom of the hills, the path leads to on a grassy verge. Verge means what, patch. Means what, there is a grassy field as well. That road rather, that path leads to the grassy patch surrounded by wild roses. These are kind of a plants, and that grassy patches, they are surrounded by the wild rose plants as well. The stream runs close by the verge, tumbling over smooth pebbles, over rock one yellow with age, on its way to the plains and to the little song rivers and finally to the sacred Ganges. Now the stream it run close by to the patch of grass, then fall down, tumbling is falling to the smooth pebbles, pebbles means small stone is fall over small pebbles, small stones. Then it goes to over the rocks, one yellow with edges, and those rocks have changed into yellow color because of the falling of water from many years. On its way to the plain, and they reach to the plains area, and then after what there they go and mix with the Song River. The Song River that we get in the river that we get in the Dehradun, and finally to the sacred Ganges, and these waters they merge with the sacred Ganges. When I first discovered the stream, it was April and the wild roses were flowering, small white blossom lying in the cluster. Now, Ruskin Bond, when he discovered the stream, that was the month of April, and the wild roses they were flowering, and a small white blossom is what white flower. They were lying in good in number cluster. There were still pink and blue primroses on the hill slope. And hill slope there were many pink and blue primroses as well, and occasional late flowering rhododendron. Sometimes he was getting rhododendrons plants as well. Provided a splash of crimson, and they were looking red in color. Crimson is red in color against the dark green of hill, and because the hill was complete dark green in color, rhododendrons they were looking red in color. A spotted forktail it's a kind of a bird. I spotted forktail, a bird of the Himalaya stream, was such in evidence during those early visits. Means what mostly frequently he was getting these forktail birds when he was visiting to the Himalayan streams frequently in early days. It moved nimbly over the boulders with the fairy treads. Fairy treads means slowly rather, light step, and nimbly means what with the full with the no effort, swiftly rather. Boulders means what? Big stone means what? That bird was flying over the big stones with sweet steps and continually wagged its tail, and she was continuously wagging, shaking its tail. Both of us had a fondness of standing in the running water, and Ruskin Bond realized that that bird and he they loved to stand in the middle of running water. Once, while I stood in the stream, I saw a snake swim past, a slim brown snake, beautiful and lonely. A snake in water is a lonely creature, lovely creature. And he said once when he was standing in the stream, he found a snake. He was swimming fast, and he was brown in color, and it was looking very lovely and lonely. And he says when we are getting the snake in the water, it is like a lovely creature. In May and June, when the hills were always brown and dry, it remained cool and green near the stream. Now, let us say when in the month of May and June, when hills they were brown and dry, means what there were no water, no raining rather. It remained cool and green near the stream, but still they are cool and green near the stream because they are getting the water. Where fern and maidenhair and long grasses continue to thrive, and there you can see many trees of ferns, maidenhair and long grasses. They are still surviving. Downstream, I found a small pool where I could bath, and a cave with water dripping from the roof. And down of the stream, he found a small pool where the narrator was having bath, and a cave as well, and the cave's roof. From the cave's roof, the water was dripping continuously. The water spangled gold and silver in the shaft of sunlight, and that water was shining brightly like gold and silver in the presence of sunlight, shaft of sunlight. that pushed through the slit in the cave roof, and that was reaching in the cave roof through the hole. Few people came there. Sometimes a milkman, a coal burner would cross the stream on his way to the village, but the nearly hill station summer visitors had not discovered this heaven of wild and green things. Letter says what very hardly we used to get. I used to get person, especially milkman and coal burner, and they used to go by the stream when they were going towards the village. But he was very surprised that there was a hill station just nearby, and hardly visitors they used to come this beautiful place, heavenly place, enjoy the beauty of this nature. The monkey langurs with white and silver gray fur, black face, and long swishing tails had discovered the place. Now there were many monkeys, especially langurs. They were white in color, silver gray furs, having silver gray hairs, black faces, and long swishing tail, shaking tail, curved in shape, had discovered the place. They were enjoying this beautiful place, but they kept to the trees and sunlight slow. They, but they kept to the trees and sunlight slow. But they were sitting in the trees and where the sunlights were falling to enjoy the sunlight. They grew quite accustomed to my presence and carried on about their work and plays as though I did not exist. Now, after a while, these langurs they were quite familiar from the narrator's presence, and they did not get disturbed in the presence of narrator, and they were carrying on their works. They were clean and polite, much nicer than the red monkeys of the plains. And they were very clean and polite at the same time. And narrator says that what they were better than red monkeys of the plains. During the rain, the stream became a rushing torrent. Rushing torrent means fast moving stream of water. The rainy season that was becoming a horrible running water. Bushes and small trees were swept away, and these running water they were sweeping away. They were removing all bushes and small trees on its way. And a friendly murmur of the water became a threatening boom. And these friendly murmuring of water used to change into threatening or horrible waves, which could kill anybody. I did not visit the place too often as there were leeches in the long grass, and now narrator was quite scared and he was not visiting that place because he was getting leeches in the long grass. But it was always worthwhile tramping through the forest to feast my eyes on the foliage that sprang up in the tropical profusion. But he said it was always worthy for him when he used to walk through the forest to feast my eyes, to get the beautiful pictures, plant that grew in the abundance in the tropical area, like soft springy moss, great stack ferns on the trunk of the trees, mysterious and sometimes evil looking. There were many mysterious plants and flowers like lilies, orchids, wild dahlias, and climbing convolvulus. Climbing convolvulus means a climber with the funnel-shaped purple flower. Opening its purple secret to the morning sun means what? The mouth of the flower that used to open in the presence of sunlight. And when the rains were over and it was October, the birds were in the song again. And when the rain were gone, so what happened? It was the month of October and birds used to start singing. I could lie in the sun on the sweet smelling grass, and what happened? Narrator used to lie on the ground and he was enjoying the sweet smelling of the ground and grass as well, and gaze up through the pattern of oak leaves into the blinding blue heaven. And what happened? He was enjoying the pattern of oak leaves into the blinding blue heavens that was present in the blue colors heaven means what sky. And I would thank my God for leaves and grass and the smell of things, the smell of mint, myrtle, and bruised clover. And now he used to thank to the God for this beautiful nature, especially for the leaves, grass, and smells of the thing, especially smells of mint, myrtle. Myrtle is what evergreen shrub with the lovely fragrance. It gives a lovely fragrance. And bruised clover. Clover is a plant with the three leaves on each stem. And the touch of the things, the touch of grass and air and sky, and the touch of sky's blueness. And he was trying to touch virtually all the things, touch of grass, air, sky, and even the sky's blueness. And then after a November hailstorm, there used to be hailstorm as well. It was winter, and I could not lie on the frost yellowed grass. Now he was unable to lie on the frosty yellowed grass. The sound of stream was same, but I missed the birds, and the grey skies came clutching at my heart, and the rain and sleet drove me indoors. Now the sound of stream was the same, but he was missing birds, and grey sky came clutching at my heart. They made narrator scared off, and he was bound to stay inside because of the rain and sleet. Sleet when it rains with the what, snow. He was bound to stay indoor. It snowed. The snow lay heavy on the branches of the oak tree and piled up in the culvert. And this snow, they were falling on the branches of the oak tree, and sometimes they were gathered at the place of culvert, like pool, bridge. And grass and ferns and wild roses were passed to the sleep beneath the cold white blanket. And these ferns, wild flowers, to the sleep beneath the old white blanket means what? All these things they were covered with the iceberg, snow. But the stream flowed on, but the stream was still flowing, pushing it away through and under the whiteness. It was not taking care of the whiteness of the ice towards another river, because it was going to meet another river towards another spring, because that was going to make another spring. So I think this will help you a lot to understand this chapter, and it will help you to get good marks. So subscribe my channel and share this chapter to other students as well, so it will be helpful for those people as well to get good marks. Thank you. Have a nice day.